Welcome to the divisional round version of the Claws and Clovers podcast. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button below for more Chicago Bears NFL content. And let's get right into what should be an exciting Saturday of NFL action. But first, let's focus on the team behind me, and that is the Bears. And let's get into what a week it's been. First of all, Saturday night was one hell of a whirlwind for Chicago sports fans. Started out going down 21-3 to the hated division rival Green Bay Packers, and we're going to get into those guys in a little second. But down 21-3, and then the Cubs decide to sign Alex Bregman, so I don't know how to feel about it. We're losing this game. We just signed Bregman. We needed a bat, but the Bears were falling flat on their face, and they looked terrible. And then the fourth quarter happened. And we come back and we make this huge comeback victory. So now we're all happy about the Bregman signing. We're losing our minds because the Bears just pulled off this insane comeback. And most of all, the Blackhawks won and the Bulls won. All the Chicago teams won in one night. This was probably the best night of Chicago sports you could possibly have in one 24-hour period. Let's get to the aftermath of this game. Everybody saw the handshake by Ben Johnson, or the lack thereof, the drive-by. And Packer fans are in an uproar because my coach decided to say, "Fuck them! I hate those guys! Fuck them!" And all the Packer fans and the media are like, "Oh man, I can't believe Ben Johnson showed little class. Oh my God, I can't believe he said that about the Packers. Wah, 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 wah." And then you have Packer fans that want Ben Johnson to issue an apology. Packer fans, do you remember Aaron Rodgers coming into Soldier Field saying, "We own you, we still fucking own you"? Do you remember at the draft in 2025 when Clay Matthews thought he was being funny and had the little fucking thing where it's like, "Oh, the Bears still suck"? We don't suck anymore, do we? And it's not funny being on the other side of being ridiculed and mocked, is it? And all I know is that it's very fitting that the Green Bay Packers chose green and yellow as their colors. Green, I have no reason why. Maybe it's because you have nothing out there and it's just green pastures, because it's so fucking boring in Wisconsin, it's not even funny. Even when I watch the fan reactions, I look at the settings. It's boring out there. You got, what, a couple of mom-pa dive bars? Wisconsin looks like a pile of shit compared to Chicago. And then, yellow is your secondary color. And that's also very fitting, because your fan base is a bunch of cowards. You're yellow. You're soft. And for any Packer fan that's listening out there, here's a message I have for you, and this is strictly from all Bears fans everywhere, and we've been wanting to say this for a long time, and now we're enjoying saying it right now. Fuck Green Bay! Fuck the Packers! You guys are soft. Your fan base is soft. Your team is soft. Your quarterback is soft. Everything about you is soft. And I can't wait to see you guys in the spring when we kick the Brewers' ass too. You're soft. You're absolutely soft. And now there's reports that Sean McVay doesn't like Ben Johnson either. I got news for you. Ben Johnson is not here to make friends. Okay? Ben Johnson is not here to rub shoulders with everyone. And I love when Ben Johnson said, "I got this job not because of my name, but because I earned it." He's not from the McVay tree. He had to come up as a lowly tight ends coach because Matt Patricia gave him a shot in Detroit. And now Ben Johnson is making a name for himself. And just because Sean McVay has people like Kyle Shanahan and friggin' Mike McDaniels and frickin' Matt LaFleur, that now McVay feels slighted by Ben Johnson. You know what, Sean McVay? Fuck you too. Fuck the Rams. I am so sick and tired of all this crap about Ben Johnson having to get along with everyone. We finally have a coach in Chicago that has some balls to say what he wants to say and when he wants to say it. So Ben Johnson, you can do no wrong in my book. Piss off as many people as you want. But I do say one thing, Ben. You better back it up. And so far, you've already backed it up once. You said at your press conference, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. And guess what? He did. When was the last time we had a Bears coach that actually said something and backed it up? He did it. He did it. And so now let's get into Bears-Rams for tomorrow at 6:30. I respect the hell out of Matt Stafford. I truly do. I loved when he got traded to the Rams because the Lions were really wasting him. They were wasting him. And he went to the Rams, and he ended up winning a Super Bowl. But Matt Stafford, I'm sorry, dude. You can hype yourself up all you want. You can motivate yourself all you want. Say, oh, man, I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for these elements. You play in L.A., dude. You play in a dome. And Sean McVay thinks he can replicate the cold by just turning the air conditioners on and taking some cold plunges. I don't think you know Chicago. The last time I was in Chicago, it was the day before the Winter Classic in 2009. And it was the Blackhawks and the Red Wings at Wrigley Field. The Winter Classic itself felt like a sauna. The day before felt like cold hell. It was like negative 15. There was a wind chill. It was freezing. You just wanted to get inside. Rams players, you can psych yourself up all you want. You can do everything you want. But the fact of the matter is the Chicago Bears are practicing in this every single day. The Bears are kind of adopting what the Vikings used to do back in the 70s, where the heaters were off, they didn't wear sleeves. Bud Grant turned Minnesota into an absolute home field advantage, and that's what Ben Johnson is trying to do at Soldier Field. He's trying to turn it into a home field advantage, and the Bear fans are going to be going batshit this Sunday, because it's been a long time since the Bears have been in a divisional playoff game. I'm excited for this game, and I think the one thing people are talking about is, oh, this Rams offense can't be stopped. Oh, this Rams offense can't be stopped. You know what happens when you keep telling a team that you can't stop the other team? Something's got to give. And I think it's time for this Bears team to step up, especially defensively, and show what the hell they're made of. I think Austin Booker's tired of hearing about it. I think Montez Sweat is tired of hearing about it. Byard, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker. They're all tired of hearing about this. And I think Dennis Allen's going to have a game plan this week. Looks like Johnson's going to be back. I'm excited for this game. And I think the key for this Bears game is very simple. Special teams is going to have a huge factor, and it's a huge check mark for the Chicago Bears. The running game. Monungai and Swift running right down the Rams' throat. What do the Rams want to do? They want to rush the passer with Jared Verse and their big boys. So what do? You run right at them. Because they can't come off the edge and rush the passer if you're running the ball right down the throat. So Swift needs to have a big game running and in the catching game, along with Monungai. You got to control the clock. You have to limit Matt Stafford's possessions. And I think the Bears can do it. And if the Bears can limit the possessions and score a couple touchdowns, I think the Bears are going to the NFC Championship game, whether it'll be in Seattle or home against San Francisco. But I think if the Bears do those things and force a couple turnovers and run the ball down the throat, I think the Bears are going to move on. Now let's get to the rest of the games this week. We start out in Denver with the Bills going to face the Broncos, and I like the Buffalo Bills in this game. I I think Josh Allen is on a mission. I think the Broncos offense has been kind of sputtery, up and down, up and down. I think Josh Allen's going to find a way to get through that Bronco defense. I think the running game is going to be huge for the Bills today. So I think the Bills win the game. Bills win it. I kind of can see it going just like last week for the Bills, kind of like 27-24 type of win for Buffalo. I think Buffalo moves on. San Francisco and Seattle. This is a weird game. And the Niners not having George Kittle and Fred Warner kind of hurts things a little bit. But Seattle, the big question mark is how is Sam Darnold going to play in this game? Because Sam Darnold was in the playoffs last year with the Vikings, and he kind of shit the bed. In Seattle, though, home field advantage to the Seahawks. That 12th man is a real thing. They get very loud. They get very rowdy. I say Seattle 23, Niners 20. I think we get another close game. I think Brock Purdy has played extremely well. Losing George Kittle, though, that hurts. And I think that might be the factor that pushes Seattle to the next round. And then we get to tomorrow. Pats versus Texans. Now we've seen this play out before, whether it was Deshaun Watson or Matt Schaub or any of those Texans teams that used to go into Foxborough and play Tom Brady. Drake May is not Tom Brady. This Texan defense is for real. They absolutely forced Aaron Rodgers into bad situations last week. Mike Tomlin had no answers for that defense. Mike Vrabel will be very prepared. He'll have his Patriots ready to play. This is gonna be a tough one. I can see the Pats winning this game, but I could also see that defense giving Drake May some fits. And Drake May has been on such a heater that he's eventually due for kind of a fuck-up game. I say Texans 24, Patriots 20. I think the Texans move on. I think that defense is for real. I think C.J. Stroud plays better than he did last week. I think that running game is a huge key for them with Chubb and the I don't know the other dude's name, but I think Texans move on in this one. And then in the final game, Bears-Rams. Alex Smith, you're a moron. You think the Rams are going to put 50 on us in -8 degrees? I don't think so. I think the cold is going to be a real thing tomorrow night. I think the Bears exercise another demon. They have not won a Sunday night game on NBC since 2018 when they defeated the Rams. When Jared Goff wanted no part of that cold. Todd Gurley wanted no part of that cold. The Bears forced like 4 turnovers in that game. Mitch Trubisky did just enough. That was when we saw Matt Nagy use the Santa sleigh play. I say in this game, Caleb is going to be a game manager. I think he's going to distribute the ball to his receivers. I think it's going to be very short passes. I think the running game is going to be huge with DeAndre Swift. If DeAndre Swift and Monungai combine to get to like 150 yards rushing, I think the Bears win this one. I think the defense is tired of hearing that they can't stop anybody. I think Dennis Allen is going to take it personally. And I know Ben Johnson is taking this one personally because he fired shots at Sean McVay. And the Packers, and apparently Matt LaFleur has been helping Sean McVay via Zoom calls because he wants the Rams to beat the Bears. Well, let's hope Matt LaFleur didn't teach Sean McVay how to not use the clock properly, because in that second half, the Packers barely ran the football. They kept throwing it and making the clock stop, which is terrible clock management by Matt LaFleur. And also, I thought grounds to be fired for Matt LaFleur, to be honest, because this guy has had 0 playoff success. 0. He won 1 playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. That alone should say it right there. He beat the Dallas Cowboys, and that was his only playoff win. He lost in Philadelphia. He lost at San Francisco. So, yeah, you're going to help Sean McVay, a guy that already won a Super Bowl, Yeah, I don't think so. I don't buy that at all. And let me tell you, the freaking Mike LaFleur, the younger brother of Matt LaFleur, man, fuck you too. I don't see anything you're going to do that's going to be anything special. The key to this game is who can run the ball better, and I have to give it to the Bears. I'm giving it to the Bears on this one. This is Bear weather. They wanted this. They got this. Ben Johnson is going to have one hell of a chip on his shoulder in this game, and I think the Bears are going to come out and say, you know what? Fuck the analysts. We know what team we are. We believe. I say Bears win this one 31-20. That's right. I think it's going to be 31-20. That's an 11-point win for the Chicago Bears. Because I honestly don't think this Rams team can stop the Bears. And I think something has clicked in Caleb's head, and I think he's going to have a hot start. I really do. I think they're going to distribute the ball to Swift, Monungai. I think the receivers are going to make plays with Moore and Odunze and Zacchaeus and Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland could have a monster game because I don't think the Rams are going to have an answer for him. So, yeah, Bears 31, Rams 20. And, yes, that's a surprising score, and everyone's going to be like, oh, man, you don't think the Rams are going to score more than that? I don't. I think this defense finally puts together 60 minutes of football, and I think we're talking about the Bears possibly hosting an NFC Championship game next week. So my predictions: Bills, Seahawks, Texans, Bears. All right, everyone. Enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. Bear down. This was Claws and Clovers. Have a good one.